I will present about the current case study which we are doing for a reconstruction project. I am working for Asian Disaster Reduction and Response Network, which is a network of civil society working in 16 Asian countries. Now, the topic is how to track real-time progress from the field and how to report it back to the project management office or even to the donors if they want to see how their money is being spent. Now, we have the major objective of this pilot project is to increase the accountability of different stakeholders which are involved in implementation of the project as well as supporting the project. It will also help us to increase the efficiency of the implementing NGOs as well as other agencies to see that what are the things they are doing in a right manner and what are the gaps in implementation. And it will also give us the real-time information which we can see on the website. And these are the main principles which are being integrated into this system for increasing the accountability. Commitment to the humanitarian standards and rights, setting standards and building capacity, communication with the different stakeholders, participation of the community as well as different stakeholders like local government and other agencies, monitoring and reporting of the compliance of different standards like sphere standards and HAP, addressing complaints from the communities, whether they are happy with the program or not, or what are the major problems, and also to know whether implementing partners are doing their task and what are the problems they are facing. Now, the case which I am presenting is a COSI rehabilitation reconstruction program which is being implemented in eastern state of India in Bihar, where government is constructing around 300,000 houses. This is the background of the disaster. There was a huge flood in the Kosi River in 2008. This caused the river to change its course, and lots of community has faced a flood which they have never seen because of this disaster. And even the construction practices which were adopted in this area were not resistant to the flood. First time government of Bihar has collaborated with the NGOs and they have formed the owner-driven reconstruction consortium which is implementing the program along with the government, and they have formed this owner-driven collaboration. This is a map of the flood which caused major damage in 3 districts in Bihar. You can see the major 3 districts which are affected from this flood. Now, the major flow of information which is happening in any project is field level information going to the project management team, which might be sitting at the headquarters or at the district level, and ultimately that information will pass on to the donors who are supporting that project. And this information flows from both the sides, from donors to the field and from field to the donors. Now, these are the for any post-disaster works, these are the major points which we look into in order to develop any reconstruction strategy. Location, what is the shelter needs in that area and what kind of shelter. Accessibility to the community after disaster, whether you can reach to the affected community and whether you can see that what kind of damage has been done. Damage assessment, particularly in terms of shelter, what kind of houses were constructed, what are the major problems of the damage in shelter, and community's readiness to participate, whether community is ready to participate in the reconstruction program or not. Now, in terms of developing any shelter response, you need to have different information beforehand in order to develop a good strategy for the implementation. what is the type of construction, local available construction materials. It's always better to promote local available construction materials rather than using a material which is not used by the local community. Local technologies, what are the technologies available in the local area? Reasons for damage to shelter, like what are the flaws in the current construction practices which led to the major disaster? What are the disaster resilient features which are present or which were not present in the damaged houses? And suppliers of the construction material within area. If you are doing a large project like 200,000 or 300,000 to be constructed in 3 districts, you need to establish a contact with the suppliers, that how the supply chain management will happen within that area. Now, what are the main gaps in the communication which lead to let's say bad implementation of the project? Is difficult to monitor the real-time progress, that what are the problem in the real-time feedback from the affected communities. That's the biggest problem which any agency is facing, because we are not able to see that what are the major challenges or difficulties community is facing. Planning of large-scale reconstruction activity, if you are planning a big project like this, then you need to have different information from field as well as from the state level. Ensuring accountability of different stakeholders. This is also one of the major challenge which lots of NGOs are facing, and even lots of government agencies are facing in order to implement the project. Now, how this technology works, as it is shown in this picture, any person from either NGO or from the community can use the mobile, and they can send an SMS to the project management team, which will be uploaded real time on the server, and which can be looked by the information can be accessed by anybody who is sitting in the project management team, and they can have a look at what are the problems, and based on that, and the same information can also be accessed by the donors who are supporting the project in order to see how their money is being used for the project. There is a central server which will capture all this information from the SMS in real time. And you can also generate different reports like where is the location of the particular place, which will directly be shown on the Google Messages. Now, how we are using this technology? This is just for an example. We have given this picture of a mobile, but it is not necessary that you have to have this kind of instrument in order to send the details. So you can see on this mobile there are different forms or different indicators available on the mobile. You need to click that indicators, and each indicator consists of 3 or 4 key questions which can be used to send the information to the project team. And you can see we can also have a look to the progress of the construction of houses, and this can also be used by even a construction worker who is implementing or who is constructing this house, and he can easily send an SMS whether he has done this work or not. So each indicator has a question like this. For an example, here the question is the excavation is complete in the house where they are working? So based on the real progress, they can say answer in yes or no, and that can easily be accessed at the project management team. Same way, there is also a question about whether there is a disaster resistant features included in the construction or not, and if it is included, when it is included, to see the real-time progress that whether the project is being implemented within the given time. And after completing this survey, you can easily send the data to the server, which can be uploaded on the server, and anybody can have a look to this report, and they can work based on that, and they can devise different strategies that how, what are the problems and how they can implement the project. And there are also different filters based on the different stakeholders, because there will be some information which can be required only by the project management team, and there will be some information which will be required by donors. So all this filter is embedded into the server, and based on you send the SMS, this report will be automatically generated, and anybody can have a look to this report. Now, what are the benefits of the system? Two different stakeholders. So internal information for the project management. You can devise different strategy. You can also see that what kind of technical support is being needed for the project. We can also increase the accountability for different donors as well as for different implementing partners. This can also help in order to identify that what kind of help is required in different project location if you are involved in such a large reconstruction project. And you can also utilize this in order to pre-position your material requirement in certain area. That if you know in X location you are constructing 500 houses, then you can easily calculate that okay, this will be the material requirement, and you can pre-position that into that location. And this can be some of the advantage for the donors who are supporting this kind of project, whether it's a government or even international donors. So effective use of technology for getting real-time feedback from the ground on utilization of the funds. So they can see that how their funds is being used in different activities in real time, facilitate placement of volunteers based on the requirement of technical expertise, create linkages between NGOs and large material manufacturer. If a donor is a private donor like a construction company, that they will have their own manufacturer detail, and they can easily pass that on to the different NGOs who are working for this project. Fundraising activity based on real needs by the NGOs. You can also see that what are the real needs at the community level, and that can be passed it on to different stakeholders, and based on that you can provide the right assistance to the affected community. And you can also able to create a framework for disaster reduction and response based on this information from different locations. Thank you. If you require any more detail, I will be happy. You can send me a mail and I can provide you more details about this. Thank you. We have 2 minutes. 1 minute. If it, yes.
It's very interesting. A great addition to Seeds India's portfolio of activities in this area. Have you been looking at quality assurance and trying to improve the extension of building control mechanisms, for example, in hazardous circumstances? Could you elaborate on that?
In order to the quality assurance of the building being constructed, yeah, for that there is an indicator which is there on the cell, and based on that indicator you have to provide the information. For an example, in this area we are this is an earthquake prone area as well as flood prone area. So the question we are putting is whether you have provided a corner reinforcement, whether you have provided a plinth band, whether you have provided a lintel band. So these are some of the questions. And the beauty of this technology is you can also cross-check with different stakeholders. So for an example, if I am authorizing my engineer to give me this detail, at the same time I can also tell some of the community members to send me the same information. So we can also cross-check whether that thing is being really implemented with the kind of technology we are trying to do. Thank you.